Hey, it's me again. So, some ideas that have been floating around my head, and more appropriately now that I have the dash finished and in a place where it's working pretty well, is there's an argument to be made that the movement might be, well, just overpowered in general. In a sense of, like, looking at that ledge up there, if I double jump, it's like, oh, okay, so I can only go about up to like halfway up to that ledge up there, but you dash, or more appropriately, you double dash, double jump, and then dash upwards, and I get quite a distance above that platform. And if I'm thinking about this with combat in mind, like, let's say there's a bunch of enemies down there, and there's a high up ledge or like a building like that one, like just here, I could just go like that and just get out of the way almost for free, and not sure how I feel about that. I suppose one way of doing it is limiting the upwards dash or the air dash to about the same velocity you'd get from the double jump. That way it would be a dash still, but it wouldn't be such an extreme upwards movement. Secondly, to kind of express just how overpowered the ground dash is, because it's terribly coded, for one. Secondly, I suppose some people would appreciate something like this as it's kind of like a technical movement mechanic to use. At the same time, if this game's going to be about combat, then it kind of ruins it. Secondly, I have a feeling that I may want to remove the dash timer. Whenever you dash, there's like a cooldown that gets started whenever you touch the ground. So if I dash upwards like this, I can't dash no matter what I do until I touch the ground, and then I can dash again afterwards. After I think 0.2 of a second or quarter of a second, then I can dash again. That's probably a bad idea, because if I do time trials of this, people want to be able to dash immediately, and so you can probably hear, or probably not hear, whenever I spam dash, I just can't until that cooldown happens. And say, I don't know, speedrunner or someone trying to beat the time trials is just trying to do this quickly, they'll land, try and dash, and they just won't be able to. So maybe I should remove that cooldown, or at least make it so short that it won't affect anything. Because in order to dash, you need to release the key and press it down again. So there is a time between them. Secondly, so let me show you this. Absolute sort of, you can probably see what I'm talking about here. That grounded dash is absolutely ridiculous. You can see the distance right there, and even from just the sliding, you can go pretty far. Let me try that again. So if I dash, jump, double jump, dash upwards, and then use my double jump, I can reach this. Previously, I have been able to get so much momentum that I have overshot this platform, just from abusing the fact that if you dash, round the dash right off the ledge, it will absolutely launch you. Like this. See, look at that. Very easily made it to this platform from all the way over there. In fact, even if I do it from this side, I can totally jump over the entire level and come close to just escaping this bottom boundary to test out sliding, which is a little bit ridiculous. And I'm probably going to consider just doing something different. Like, the grounded dash obviously needs to be changed, but like, should I change it? Should it remain this way? Because if I want to do time trial levels, maybe something that is, technical and skillful enough to do that, maybe I could make harder levels using it. Something that you have to know the exact timing of dashing off of a ledge to gain enough momentum to do that. And there's an argument there. At the same time, it's like, so along with that, there's a point to be made of a comment that T made on the last video, that you can't dash while sliding. You just can't. Or you can't dash while crouching, and the reason for that is because of this very low friction that you have. And while I could, if I put in a system that dashes you forwards or in a other direction that you're pressing, and at the end of that dash it will cap it to the speed of the dash, like negate a bit so that you do actually retain a bit of speed from the dash. And that would work, but that would kill that long jump. And I'm not sure how to feel about that, because, you know, which... Like, that'd be... Like, getting rid of this would be more balanced for a combat-focused game. But this is more focused on a movement-based game. You know, which is it? You know, is it movement or is it combat? What's the compromise? And it's kind of difficult. Obviously, the jump, the upwards should probably be nerfed because it's a little bit ridiculous that you can get this high. The reason why you can't slide crouch is because of how much speed. I would show it off, but it required recompiling the code and probably changing things that would probably break other things. But if I show you, if I dash and jump, you can kind of see how much speed I get from that. And you do slow down a bit, but if you could do it while crouched, you maintain that speed and you just keep gaining speed. And there's, because you're still grounded, you every like quarter of a second you could do it again and again and again. You go so ridiculously fast, very quickly. That's like what do you do about that? There's already a sliding mechanic, so realistically, you don't really need to be able to do that. Because if there's a ramp, you know, that momentum, like wanting to get a lot of speed and being launched is already solved for you. You don't need to do it like this. Also, you can still gain all that velocity from crouch jumping. Well, dashing, then jumping, then crouching. Like that. You do it quick enough. And because you're grounded, you can still do the air dash. So you can still gain a lot of momentum, though you do have very little control when you're going this fast. Unless you jump, in which case if you jump, you gain a lot of speed just from circle strafing. And you still have a dash at the end of it. So, I mean, I might eventually let you crouch dash, but that's only if I remove this and change it completely. But I could keep this and leave it the way it is because it works on the ground. Like if I can dash pretty effectively if I just jump. And maybe that's technical skill because, you know, there's a timing to it. You can't just do it like doing it at the end of the jump. You lose a lot of speed. If you do it at the very start, you gain so much speed that you can like use that to do other tricks. Like if I go up here, I don't know how well this will work, but yeah, see that if I dash at the very edge of a ramp, or really I think anything that will launch you upwards, you will just keep all of that speed going into that ramp because of the mechanic for momentum. So really, you don't even need to go down this entire ramp. Just come here and dash and basically have the same sort of velocity and jump height. And that's another argument for fixing it. Or maybe there's some way of figuring out, like, oh, I'm going upwards, so cap my speed going upwards, just so that you still need to ramp. But maybe it's still skillful to let people just dash up the ledges to gain all that speed. It's complicated business. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I mean, once the alpha's out, people can test it. Maybe I'll put in a system that you toggle between the two, of having the version where you can just launch yourself. Also, because you're dashing on the ground, your dash timer starts immediately. The dash cooldown starts immediately. So you dash, you jump, double jump, dash again, and you keep that second double jump. Because when you dash, your double jump gets retained, though your first jump does not. So dash, jump twice. Oh, apparently that time I kept my second jump. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it's interesting. See what I do. I might wait until I put in enemies in combat, some basic combat, so I can be like, okay, this is clearly broken. I probably should change it. It's tricky business. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Just going on with this. Gotta do wall running still. I've got a few ideas for them, but let's see, I suppose. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you later.